going on, everybody? I want to welcome you back to Knicks Daily. I'm your host, Sheer. The New York Knicks have their next great floor general on the bench, the successor to Jalen Brunson, and his name is Tyler Kolek. The New York Knicks have long searched for a dominant point guard to lead our offense, to lead this franchise to a position that has historically defined championship caliber teams. In Jalen Brunson, we found a player who not only stabilized our backcourt, but also elevated the franchise in terms of his leadership, in terms of his clutch scoring, in terms of his playmaking, in terms of his star quality. However, the NBA is a league of succession. And even as Brunson continues to thrive, not even having reached his prime yet, the New York Knicks are wisely preparing for the future. And nobody is seeing it except for Knicks fans. Enter Tyler Kolek. He's a rising star with all of the tools to be the New York Knicks point guard of the future and eventually succeed Jalen Brunson as the team's offensive anchor. What I want to talk about in this video is Tyler Stockton. I'll call him Tyler Stockton because his game reminds me of John Stockton. And he is the best point guard prospect in the NBA. And he's the perfect heir to Jalen Brunson. So, by analyzing Kolek's skill set, his basketball IQ, and his fit within our system, I want to look at and see how his development can secure the team's long-term success. So bear with me on this one. I'm trying to walk through this because I've been thinking about this for a while. So let's talk a little bit about his background and his college success. Tyler Kolek rose to prominence as a college basketball phenom at Marquette University. Standing at just 6'3", Kolek is a traditional point guard in a league often dominated by scoring first guards. His ability to manage the game, create for teammates, and make winning plays has drawn comparisons to legendary floor generals like Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, and John Stockton. In college, some of his accolades looked like this. Kolek's sophomore season at Marquette was a breakout year. He averaged 13 points a game, 7.5 assists, and 4 rebounds per game, while leading the Golden Eagles to a top 10 national ranking. I think that's where the New York Knicks saw him shine. Kolek's play earned him Big East Player of the Year honors, and it cemented his status as one of the best college players in the country. But really what glowed about him, what stood out about him, was his skill set. Kolek's game is defined by his passing and his court vision. You've seen in short form, in a short period of time, that stand out when he's on the court. He has an uncanny ability to read defenses. He threads the needle with pinpoint passes, and he elevates his teammates. Unlike many young guards, Kolek prioritizes creating high-quality opportunities for others over padding his own scoring stats, and we know that's a rarity in this league today. Now you ask, why does Kolek stand out as a prospect? I'm glad you asked that question. Well, let me tell you. Kolek's potential as an NBA point guard lies in his combination of intangibles and his tangible skills. First and foremost, his basketball IQ through the roof. Kolek plays with a cerebral approach. Trust me, I appreciate that. I consider myself to be a cerebral assassin. And he's always a step ahead of the defense. His decision-making in pick and roll situations is elite, and he rarely forces bad shots or turnovers. Number 2, his passing ability. Kolek's passing is NBA ready. Whether it's a full court outlet pass, a no-look dime in traffic, or a perfectly timed lob, Kolek's vision and his precision are unparalleled amongst his peers. And the next point is the man is a shooter. While Kolek isn't a volume scorer, his shooting is respectable. He shot 39% from three-point range in college, making him a threat from deep and forcing defenders to respect his jumper. And the next point that really stands out, which is a requirement for point guards, is his leadership and his poise. These are the type of shoes he would be stepping into if he replaces Brunson. Kolek exudes confidence and calmness on the court, just like Jalen Brunson. His leadership qualities are evident in the way he controls the tempo of the game and inspires his teammates. Jalen Brunson is the absolute gold standard for Knicks point guards. and he's quickly cementing that in the annals of Knicks history. Brunson's impact on the Knicks has been this. Since signing with the New York Knicks in the summer of 2022, Jalen Brunson has transformed this team. His ability to score, his ability to facilitate, and his ability to lead in clutch moments has made him the heart of the New York Knicks offense. He's been a clutch performer for us as well. Jalen Brunson's poise in high-pressure situations has been unmatched. Whether it's a game-winning shot or a crucial play in the final minutes, Brunson consistently delivers. Something that I absolutely love about him as well is his versatility. Jalen Brunson can score in isolation. He excels in the pick and roll. He creates opportunities for his teammates. His versatility makes him one of the most well-rounded point guards in the NBA. Ask any past point guards, any current point guards. They'll tell you the same. But most importantly, what everybody sees is his leadership. Jalen Brunson's impact extends beyond the court. His professionalism, his work ethic, his basketball IQ have set the tone for what we now know to be Knicks culture. So why do the Knicks need a successor? It's never too early to have foresight. While Brunson is in the prime of his career or entering the prime of his career, the NBA is a league of transition. Injuries, age, and roster changes can immediately shift the dynamics of a team quickly. So preparing for Brunson's eventual decline, years down the road, let's say it that way, knock on wood, years down the road, this is a proactive move that ensures that the New York Knicks remain competitive. Leon Rose is given a masterclass on organizational leadership. And why, you ask, is Tyler Kolek the perfect successor for Jalen Brunson? They have a skill set comparison. Kolek's style of play mirrors many of Brunson's strengths, while also offering unique qualities that make him an intriguing prospect on the court. He has that court vision and his passing ability. Both Brunson and Kolek excel at making their teammates better. But Kolek's natural playmaking instincts could eventually surpass even Brunson's because he's learning from a master. His passing is already at an elite level, and his ability to dissect defenses fits seamlessly into the New York Knicks offense. Same thing applies for this next point, leadership. Like Brunson, Kolek is a natural leader. His demeanor on the court inspires confidence, and his unselfishness sets the tone for team-oriented basketball, just like Brunson. And next up, another common point is the basketball IQ. Kolek's decision-making in pick-and-roll situations is eerily similar to Brunson's. Leon Rose knew what he was doing. His ability to manipulate defenses and create high-percentage opportunities will make him an asset in any system he goes to. We just hope that is with the New York Knicks. And then the last point I want to point out is his shooting. While Kolek's shooting isn't as polished as Brunson's right now, his mechanics and his confidence suggest room for improvement. So when we talk about Kolek, we're going to talk about how he fits in the current Knicks system. You know, Tom Thibodeau is going to be there for a minute, but he may pass it down. If we're talking short term, Kolek's role looks like this. Initially, Kolek has served as Brunson's understudy, learning the intricacies of the New York Knicks system and gaining valuable experience. This setup has allowed him to develop chemistry with teammates, adjust to the pace and physicality of the NBA, learn from Brunson's leadership and his work ethic. You got to give Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau credit for bringing this young man along like that, because the long-term vision is this. As Kolek matures, he has the potential to take over as the New York Knicks starting point guard. His skill set aligns perfectly with the team's emphasis on ball movement, high IQ basketball, and defensive intensity. Now, if we're comparing Kolek to other point guard prospects in the NBA, there's only a few that I could think of. But what makes Kolek special? The NBA draft is often filled with athletic guards, scoring first guards, and they dominate highlight reels, but they also especially it seems like this most recent generation. They lack the fundamentals to excel as a true point guard. Kolek stands out because he embodies the traditional qualities of a floor general. And I'm happy to say that we've welcomed that back into New York. Number one, playmaking over scoring. While many prospects prioritize their scoring numbers, Tyler Kolek focuses on creating for his teammates and controlling the game's tempo. The reason I loved him also, he reminded me of Pablo Prigioni. He brings maturity and poise. Kolek's approach to the game is more advanced than most young guards. He already plays with the calmness of a veteran, a quality that translates well to the NBA. And then his leadership, Tyler Kolek's leadership. His leadership abilities are evident both on and off the court. He has the intangibles that coaches and teammates gravitate toward. We saw this when he spent a stint in the G League and helped them win the G League title. So the future of the Knicks with Kolek and Brunson is absolutely bright, and it's something that fans should really get excited about. I knew right off the bat they could possibly present a dynamic duo for us. But in the short term, Kolek and Brunson could form one of the NBA's most dynamic backcourts if that opportunity presents itself. Their combined basketball IQ, unselfishness, and versatility could create a matchup nightmare for opposing teams. And this is why we do have that cushion. This is why I talk about the Knicks having depth. It ensures that we have continuity as well at the point guard position. By grooming Kolek as Brunson's successor, the Knicks can maintain continuity and stability at the point guard position. And this approach will ensure that the team remains competitive for years to come. So the conclusion to this whole spiel of mine is this. Tyler Kolek is the Knicks' future. The New York Knicks have a rich history of iconic point guards, and we've been so desolate in that area for decades. Tyler Kolek has the potential to join the ranks of dynamic point guards in New York. As Jalen Brunson continues to lead the team in the present, Tyler Kolek represents the future. A player whose passing, whose leadership, and whose basketball IQ can carry the Knicks into a new era of success, continued success, championship success. By investing in Tyler Kolek's development, the New York Knicks are not just securing Brunson's successor, but they're laying the foundation for sustained excellence. And Tyler Kolek, the Knicks have found the next great floor general that'll lead us to additional glory. What say you? Keep this in mind. Same thing applies to life that applies to our team. If there is no struggle, there's no progress. But remember this, whether it's out there in the real world or here in these YouTube streets, here in Knicks Deli, everybody eats. I'm your boy Sheep, and I'm out. Peace.